The Ranch Homeowners Group is a private social media community on Nextdoor that is only accessible by the ranch homeowners. The Ranch Homeowners Association is not affiliated with or a member of this private group, and we are not attempting to be misconstrued for being one. This group encourages moral uprightness in our neighborhood. The public can access the YouTube channel to receive future updates on subjects that owners of the ranch homes will wish to follow. Click the subscribe button below.
Good evening, good evening. Today is Sunday, August 14th, 2022. And the time currently, if you look on the right side of my screen, it's 8:23 p.m. tonight. So once I get through with this video, I may upload it right after, or I may upload it at midnight, or I may upload it after midnight. So I'll determine that once time comes. But before I get into this here, I'll talk about that, and then I'm gonna jump into a topic that I originally did make a video just about a week ago on this topic, but I didn't since found some stuff that I kind of missed. So when you're your own content creator and producer and all that stuff, sometimes you just have to make the decision and say, oh man, I did all that work, and then throw it out and then re-record it. Well, this is unscripted, so I'm going with the flow, and I don't plan on doing no editing to it, so it may kind of drag in some parts, because I may have to search for some stuff, but I may re-edit it on YouTube after I upload it and then re-edit it, so we shall see. But can I go back real quick to my intro? And this here is a if you saw if you look at some of the other YouTube videos
The Ranch Homeowners Group is a private social media community on Nextdoor that is only accessible by the ranch homeowners. The Ranch Homeowners Association is not affiliated with or a member of this private group, and we are not attempting to be misconstrued for being one. This group encourages moral uprightness in our neighborhood. The public can access the YouTube channel to receive future updates on subjects that owners of the ranch homes will wish to follow. click the subscribe button below.
So, on this here, not only do I do my own content creation, I do basically a security system integrator. I'm also a drone pilot. Not a certified drone pilot, as I am working on my FAA Part 101 UAV drone pilot certification, so I can do some different stuff commercially. But however, I'm gonna put this out to the ranch homeowners. I've already done this for a couple of people. If you need to have your roof photographed or something for whatever reason, and you get a hold of me, and I'm not busy, I'll be too happy to come do it to you. Come do it for you for free, and then you don't have to pay that, because I need to practice, and so you benefit from me practicing, and I benefit practicing on doing something for you. So if you know how to get a hold of me, and I'm talking about ranch homeowners only in the hood that I live in. But in all of this here, if you go back to this previous scene, this was done before the pandemic, and so you'll see like the Denny's not completed, I believe, and the new housing development that's going up there, right there at Pittman and Link Road. And this right here is Highway 12, 680, 80 east and west, connecting. We all know where that is. So let me jump back into this real quick. So you see this here, right here? This was on March 18, 2022 at my home over here at the ranch. I was served a temporary. Let me see here. Okay? I was served a civil, not a criminal, a civil temporary stay away order, a TRO, as they call it, a temporary restraining order, by the Ranch Homeowners Association president, Tina Encarnacion, who has since, and I'm going to say at this time, I've been victimized by her, because she's pulled me into court with no evidence, lying, okay, straight lying, and with the assistance of Rich Cardosi of CNC Property Management, who has been her witness and has testified on her behalf that what she has testified is all true. That could be obtained in the court documents, transcripts. As a matter of fact, that's what I plan on doing, is more so, it's just a one specific transcript that I want to get, and then I'm going to transcribe it all into audio narration and play it right here on the channel. But this has been going on since March. We're going back to court for a fourth time, because we went to court on August 3rd, 2022. And I will first say this, that on my part, I just forgot to file a notice of that person, had received the documents, which wouldn't have been a big issue for us to go back, and the judge could have made his ruling. But the president, Tina Encarnacion, on the day before she ran to court, I think that I want to say it's August 2nd, based on what the judge has said, and it was news to me, and she had filed another statement. And so what the judge did was ask her, was I served? So we standing there in court, and he asked her, did you serve James Lewis his copy? And she says, well, no, she didn't have no time, and then this and that. Well, it's one of two things that the reason why she waited the day before and to do all this was just to actually get this continued. That's my opinion, because that's what it happened before the judge can make his ruling, because the other party must be served any documents you file with the court before they can proceed. So she got this extended to October 6th, 2022, which is, I'm cool with it. Uh, my damages and injuries to my time and to my family and financial status has been affected since March. So we already know where that's going to head. So let me move on. And there's been a lot of you that's been constantly asking, talk to people in the hood, mostly instant messages. I don't get email, but from the instant messages from the folks on next door that's following this, and just so that the concerned parties is wondering how much people are really looking at this. Well, I will say that it's not a whole bunch of people, but I will say that it's enough people to be concerned that a lot of stuff's going to be rectified in the future. But the other thing is that people also want to know, what does Rich Cardosi of CNC Property Management has to do with this? And that's been the question for months I've had, because this is a civil matter between two, well, supposed to be two neighbors, but what it actually is between the president of the board of the HOA and a homeowner of the HOA that are having a disagreement as to what the homeowner is saying. And by now, everyone has figured out that if I'm coming on the air and I'm making allegations, I damn better have evidence to back it up, because I could be sued just like anybody else. Okay? So, what I want to do is, one, it's gonna, let me see which way I want to go here. Just like I told you guys. So, I'm gonna go here. All right. And this is going to be real interesting. And so if you're trying to figure out what Rich Cardosi's part in this is, you have to follow along from the way beginning. And let me bring up, is this the Lewis surveillance termination letter? Let me see here. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. So, for everybody who's don't know, but there's a lot of people that do know, is that I was the security camera vendor. I mean, besides being a homeowner, I was the security camera vendor from October of 2018 to January 15 of 2022. And went through the whole process back in 2018 before the whole board and this and that, and put a proposal through. It was out and known into the community. It was discussed at the Cisneros Pizza with citizens there about the me as the camera vendor. Talked before the board, talked before the people. But in this case, it appears that the HOA board had a special private meeting with the vendor and did things within themselves. But after that meeting, which actually start beginning in December or the last quarter of 2021, they had already started talking about changing vendors, and that's based on the minutes. I'm not gonna jump back to the minutes, but if you go to and I forgot the title of it already, but it's all inside my playlist on my YouTube channel. you will see that they had already started talking with Boyce Consulting or Boyce Security Consulting or whatever the heck he's calling himself. But here I got a call from Rich Cardosi on Saturday, January the 8th, or is it 7th or 8th, whatever it was. That Saturday, either the 7th or the 8th, Rich Cardosi gave me a phone call, and he told me that that as of January 3rd, the board had decided to terminate my business. And I want to tell this to everybody. That did not phase me one bit, because due to the fact that I already have a lot of stuff already, I already had some stuff already lined up that I was going to turn down, but based on this, it was 3 times much the money monthly. So it was kind of like, for me, okay, I didn't want to back out on my own HOA, so I was cool just to go ahead and roll out the dough. But he wound up saying that they had made the decision, and I'm just going to just read this. So it's, January 3rd, 2022. It's to my business, Lewis Surveillance, P.O. Box, and then read the Ranch HOA security system, termination of service. This, dear Mr. Lewis, this letter is to inform you that the board of directors of the Ranch Homeowners Association has decided to terminate their engagement with your firm effective February 1st, 2022. A new security firm has been engaged to take over the maintenance and repairs of the current system at that time. The board thanks you for your service that was provided to this community and asks that you please do not remove or disable any HOA owned components of the system, including changing any passwords or network access. Information for the remainder of this month. Please turn over any keys or any HOA owned equipment on or before February 1st as well. Sincerely, Rich Cardosi, Association Manager, CNC Property Management. So here it says terminated, okay, effective February 1st, 2022. So if any common sense person can see that until February 1st, 2022, I will still be in charge of the system. That means that nobody should be working on the system per my contract. And I may or may not down the way go through that. It's just like one page, but it basically says that no one can touch the system. They have to notify me, and blasey blasey. It's a tight contract in that area. And so it says that a new security firm has been engaged to take over maintenance and repairs of the current system at that time. So if you're reading February 1st, 2022, okay, at that time, that means that that's when that company comes in. That means that nobody should be working on any of the camera systems. And I'll be getting paid, which I should have had per my contract. I get paid the previous month, which they didn't do. On the business side, whole different story there, so I don't want to go there. But I just wanted you guys to know, and then sincerely, Rich Cardosi, Association Manager, CNC Property Management. So I just want y'all to get a good look at this letter, because it's going to get interesting down the road as time goes. So let me back out here. me back out here. So go back to here. And so when things started going a little awry, okay, and I wind up sending them a letter of terminating any responsibility of the camera systems on January 16th, when I found the new security firm working under me on a camera system, sneaky, no one told me, sneaking under me, thinking that I wasn't around, doing work, but the camera system was failing, so quite naturally I would know it. And so I had terminated, let me see here, termination of services effective immediately. So let me bring this over here. And see, this is why when you're in the business form, dealing with businesses and stuff, you have to have your stuff tight. You have to have an attorney in the background that's just telling you exactly what to do. And so this was to the Ranch Homeowners Association, and I dated it January 15th, 2022. And it's to the Ranch Homeowners Association. And then I am just have to make sure how many pages it was. I forgot. And so it's care of CNC Property Management to the Ranch Homeowners Association. I received the termination letter, which is attached to this letter of submission acknowledgement. I was creating important documents that I believe would have aided in a seamless transition of services to the new contractor. Unfortunately, the new service contract began working on the system without my knowledge. Because your new service providers has tampered with the camera systems that I believe were under my control, as well as removing cameras for which I was providing final service, I am immediately terminating and absolving myself of all responsibilities as a service provider. I could have met and provided whatever information needed if I had been notified that the new service provider was already working on the system, which has now been withdrawn. I was already working on the system and providing whatever needed, but suddenly some of it has been erased and I am unable to proceed. The company appears to be professional and will be able to figure out the systems. All equipment that is currently in place, with the exception of support, will remain in place as requested. On Sunday, January 16, 2021, I will visit all of the camera locations and remove all support equipment and remove software from the boxes. As requested, I shall lever every leave, that should have been leave, I didn't catch that, every user of the system unaltered and unharmed. As I do with all of my customers who have vulnerable boxes, I'll be retrieving my security locks and keys that I installed as an additional security buffer. You can then fasten your locks at that moment. As of today, I am no longer your service provider, and I'm handing over a complete authority and responsibility for your system, as well as sending my final invoice, which must be paid before or on February 1st. The ranch board is welcome for my services and the community of the ranch at large. Sincerely, James Lewis, me, Crime Prevention Security Integrator, email, website, and my business phone number. And so that's what I emailed them. But here's the kicker. And I'm gonna get into this down the road. Rich, because it came by his suggestion based on a copy of the email that I got, is that I was locked out of the boxes a lot sooner, because on the 16th, when I went to retrieve Louis Cerveda's properties, all of my locks were gone, because they had the combination to get the key to remove them. And then I guess Rich replaced all of those locks, because I retrieved all of my security locks from Rich in his office up there in Vacaville at a later time. He's the only one that could have changed the locks because he's the property manager. So, and it's a lot more as to Rich Cardosi's participation in this, because it's clear from his letter that Lewis Surveillance was going to be terminated on February 1st. So I'm going to move on from that, but I will be back with that because I need to jump into this advertising thing at the ranch. And I'm already looking at 25 minutes, so I know this is going to be at least an hour. I'm going to try to get this all done in an hour. I don't want to do 2 parts, but no, I'm not going to do 2 parts. I'll just keep going, keep yapping. So anyway, so let me cut this off. Is there anything here? With the exception of the newsletter, Tina's newsletter, which I also have in another PDF that I'll be bringing up. So once all this drama started, okay, and then you can kind of start time tracking, okay, because this came out for the February issue, okay, and based on my allegations of a lot of stuff, which I will go through in the other PDF, but I just want to reread this because I've already done it in another video, but I'm reading it again just so to bring clarity what this temporary restraining order or stay away order is all about, and her whole motive of trying to restrain me to. It's not, well, it's a stay away order, but it makes no damn sense. Is because you can't shut my mouth. And that's what's doing the work right now. I'm getting my mouth word out to the people. So anyway, I'm going to read this real quick because this is nice and short. Okay, so she winds up, if you look and take a notice at this, because I'm going to be bringing up quite a few of her newsletter that she prepared since becoming the newsletter editor. And so as you basically see here, the Ranch Neighbors newsletter editor, Tina Encarnacion, board president of the ranch, Fairfield.com. All right. Oh, and here's the kicker here. She killed me with this one. You see this here? My security sign was right here. She took some white out, okay? Couldn't take her own picture, okay? That's a picture that I took it a long time ago and sent in. So she took my picture, stuck it on there, and then whited it out. Crazy. So the board of directors are always looking for ways to improve service to our community, as well as reducing costs to our community members. Remember, I talked about that in the other preceding thing. Recently, the board has made the decision to change our camera and security vendor to do just that. We will be maintaining our current system as well as performing some needed upgrades. Please remember that the system being maintained by the association is intended to help monitor the common areas throughout the community and not to provide individual security for any single home. I'm going to pause right there real quick because in her TRO, she has taken some snapshots from the camera server they put in and inserted it into the temporary restraining order. And this is a civil matter. This is not a criminal matter. And so this part here, she already violated her own policy, which there is no policy in place, okay? And so again, she says right here, The system being maintained by the association is intended to help monitor the common areas throughout the community and not to provide individual security for any single home. So she used that for her home and single purpose. So if you experience or observe any illegal activity, please make sure to contact the police first, 911 for urgent emergencies, and blah 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 blah. If all police request, if the police request any of the images from our cameras, the HOA will be happy to cooperate with them. We are appreciative of the services Lewis Surveillance have provided for our community. 3 years. Okay, so bam, I got that. So at the same time, and I've been noticing this for some time. So for me, I really didn't care. I didn't want it to advertise. Let me see here. Page 3. Is this page 3? Yes, page 3. So this is what I am going to go through. Okay, and which was actually was a pet peeve to a lot of other people. And I mean, I seen it. Like I said, I didn't even trip off of it. But then actually, it wound up being a good point for me to bring up and to basically say, yeah, why is it only 3 businesses that's on this advertisement? Local businesses that support our events. Supporting each other is what make our community so amazing. So if you go back to some of the minutes, I believe back in the September, I don't know if it could have been the June or it could have been the September of 2021, that it's in there that the president of the board, Tina Encarnacion, newsletter was approved by the board. Wasn't approved by the homeowners because they didn't send anything out to let us know about the newsletter. I believe that it should have had a newsletter committee, based on everything else is a committee. I know that the years ago that Sharon Goodchild, who was the president, she was always doing the newsletter, but it appears back then they had a lot of community input on different things. As a matter of fact, I may have edited at the end of this the old as a matter of fact, I am going to do that. See, here it is, 8:53 Sunday night, August 14th, that I'm doing this, and I just thought of something that I want to add in at the end of this. So bear with me how this may turn out and how long it's going. But I promise you, if you're a ranch homeowner, this will interest you very much, what I'm about to break down for you. So here she has, okay, so first off, okay, I don't have nothing against Robin, because I do not know her, and I don't have anything against Lisa. So I want to get that out first and foremost. I don't know them. I don't, so I'm not focused on them. I am focused on the president of the board, Tina Encarnacion, who is the president of the board, and she's the editor of this newsletter, and she's advertising on the newsletter under Healings by Tina. Okay, and as you can basically see here, she does life coaching, essential oils, is the essential oil protocols, my bad, crystal and vibrational healing, offering Reiki energy healing, life coaching. What the hell? I don't know. But anyway, so let's see. He, I don't know if that's he, is that supposed to be healing by Tina.com, or did she miss an L out of her own thing? I ain't gonna look it up. I don't even want to know. But anyway, here's her personal email and all that stuff. So, um, my thing was, why is it every month just these three? Okay, just these three. Okay, and so the only main person that could have answered that was herself, Tina. But she got the TRO and all that stuff, uh, and I asked it to the board, and so it just kind of like, you know, didn't get much of an answer, and so I wind up, I put this out. Um, I sent this email out, and so I'm not gonna go through my email here because I will go on and on with this stuff, but I'm very thorough in documentation. So you can't just put a little bit into something without really putting major detail. And I'm a very detailed person. All right. So this one here, and here's the kicker. So inside of her uh uh I'm sorry. Every time I think about that, I just start laughing because she had wind up putting in her temporary restraining order, uh, uh, and I've already put that out there in her first statement and narration in one of the videos. So you just have to kind of look at the YouTube in order to hear her first statement. And I'm still going to do her second statement, coming soon. I don't know when because it's just so much stuff in between. But I put this in, and you see this right here by condoassociation.com, March of 2020. Now I put this in. You see here it's clear on the date, February 9th, 2022. All right. And so HOA president may have misappropriated funds, March 28, 2020. She put inside her TRO because she said that I'm saying that she misappropriated funds. What I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Every time I think about it, because this was a psychological move for the whole board. And they all bit. That's all I can basically say. It's like, I'm not accusing you that you did it. I was just insinuating that y'all may be doing it, but I just put this in as a story, as this is a story that I read about, and never said that they were. And so they read this, and they went berserk. He's accusing us of embezzling. I ain't accusing y'all of embezzling nothing, or misappropriating funds. What I had said was that y'all doing something with the money that y'all shouldn't be doing. So you take it from there. So anyway, let me stop. So let me get out of here and get to my main thing here. So, because I'm trying to get here. So I'm back to that. And so what I just clicked everything else. Hold on, bear with me. Bear with me. So let me put this here. I don't need you there. Need to go into the ranch folder. Oh no, that's not what I need. See, I just made that. See, I started laughing and distracted myself from laughing so hard, thinking about that. Oh my god. So anyway, so let me go back here. Just do assessments zero. Jesus. So desktop. I have to go back to this folder here. I know I was gonna do this whole with me. See, that's what happened. You can't never ever be doing this stuff, especially when you're recording, because you will be so deep into your recording that you just can't stop it and go back. Okay, so here it is. All right, so let me bring it back here. All right, so this here is from her, well, not, well, yeah, okay, this gets downloaded from the Ranch website. Okay, and let me do this. Wow, I got this here. I gotta close some of these windows over here so I can see. Let me go to the Ranch website. Okay, so if she died. Oh well. So if you go to the Ranch website, and that's the Ranch HOA Fairfield.com, when you sign up for it, and they have a community portal, okay, and I'm gonna tell everybody this, okay, I don't have no qualms about it because I don't think this website is secure enough for me, because one is it just lacking some security in it, and I know people are paying their monthly assessments and stuff through here, and then as we all know, as per California ICANN, you're supposed to do the cookie data, statements and privacy and all that, and that's not on here. And I'm going to come back to this website and talk about it in depth. That might have to be another one, except for one portion. So when you wind up signing up, and this is from, and I'm not gonna even go through it. This drops down from the website, and it was this comes out from 2020. I guess it does an autoresponder once you sign up, and then as a homeowner, then you get all of this. I don't know what it is, but this is from 2020. All right. So with the advertising stuff, I had did a line item request. Okay. And that's what I had jumped out of real fast accidentally as well. So here's another break. There you go, another break. Yeah, here we go. So I did a line item request. Okay, let me bring this up here. So uh so I said this February the 8th. So remember these dates, February the 8th, but I emailed this the next day, February 9th. And again, you guys are gonna keep wondering, what does Rich have to do with all of this? And I'm showing you slowly, but you'll be able to put it all together. So I hope your day is going well. Blase, blase, blase. I have a few line item actions and questions that I'm putting in a request for, and though no rush, if you can get them back to me at your earliest convenience would be greatly appreciated. A few of the line items, I'm assuming that will have to come from the office for a visual review based on what I'm requesting, and that's based on the law. And so I put in here about clarifying about entity, because they've been having a big problem of separating me as a homeowner from me being Lewis Surveillance, which is two separate entities. Lewis Surveillance is a business by itself. Me as a HOA ranch homeowner is separate. So that's what I was trying to clarify there. So here are the line items. I was asking for copies of the minutes, of the last of minutes, name and address, a new the camera vendor, and all this is, anyone can request this. If you are a HOA member in any California HOA, you can request this information, and they have to give it to you. They have to give it to you. Okay? So don't take this bull crap about that. Well, we don't have to give you this, and this is confidential. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's all stated inside the law. If you kind of go back to the Attorney General's office website that I've showed in a couple of my other videos and show you how to get there, that's where all that information is. Your rights as a homeowner. Okay. So here I wanted detailed information list of the camera systems upgrades, which they didn't do. Details of the information security camera 2021 budget item 6583 to the new budget item from security monitoring 6783. Now, this is back in February 8th. And so right here, items number 5. Okay, you see these two numbers here, 6583, 6783. The ranch homeowners, nobody caught that, but I caught that. All right. And so what they did was they eliminated this and then created this new security camera monitoring budget. The only person who could change these numbers inside the books is because they maintain the books is Rich Cardosi, CNC Property Management. He maintains the budget. He's a property manager. He's the keepers of the records. And so none of the board members maintain the books physically because they can't. So he had to eliminate this account, move the money into this account, which was $2,400 that was moved from the professional account into the security camera monitoring amount, the security camera monitoring budget. I said amount. And that is a whole issue here because under California law, you cannot eliminate an account, move money out of it into another account and use it for something else other than it was intended for and not notify the membership that you're doing it. Well, that's what they did. So now you'll start slowly seeing why I got a TRO put on me and trying to stop me from making my complaint. So anyway, detailed information about this budget 6590 social committee, and which is real interesting within itself. I'll get back to that. Let's see details. Let me see here. So I put her this is what the information I was requesting as to this. How is it that they're putting this out here for free? Okay. And only these 3 businesses have been advertising. Nothing has been put out about to see if any other homeowners want to advertise to the other homeowners. That hasn't been done. So here, I also had detailed information, 6570 legal fees, and all these codes comes from the budgets, the budget sheets. Copies of the complaint from the board members on Lewis surveillance, okay, because based on the fact that it was coming up was the fact that Lewis surveillance wasn't doing their job. They couldn't access the cameras. They couldn't do this. We had problems with this. It's all been verbal. Produce the documents that what occurred. You should wind up having documented emails, letters, notes, or whatever. But they haven't been able to produce that yet. And I'll be coming to that. Information material on Tina Encarnation's the current president of the board and governing mechanisms that permitted the board to be shifted around in different board members' roles after former President Sharon fractured her back. Okay, they could have easily have put something out on that as an excuse, but they haven't said nothing. But I would have shut that down. And then more importantly, information on budget item 6760, website maintenance, and what company is RE Design. Okay, so remember what I asked here, but I'm going to tell you guys right off the top before I jump over there. This website here, RE Design. Let me see where you at. Say copyright. Created by RE Design. Well, I'm going to tell you that RE Design is Ronaldo Encarnacion, which is the president of the board, Tina Encarnacion's husband. Okay, and so he created the website. She's been a board member prior to him creating, and thereby they're getting $100 and some dollars, of which like was $1,300 a month to maintain the website, which hasn't been maintained properly. I'll get into that down the line. But he's also listed in her TRO application, which I'll be showing later, another video, for me to stay away from him. Okay, so she's the president of the board. She has steered money from the membership into her household through her husband's business to maintain the website. Now, everybody knows that that's illegal. Okay, we all know that's a conflict of interest. They've been doing it for the last few years. Okay, so I'm putting that out there right out the top. And again, y'all want to know, what does Rich Cardosi have to do with all of this? And so I'm showing you different pieces. All right, and so that and then here on here shows the fact that the website on this date, February 9th, okay, right here, you can't, let me see if I can blow it up real quick. Can I blow this up real quick? Yeah, I can't stop now. I got to roll with it. Okay, I got a clear one, but just know that on this date, it said 2020. So this was 2022. I go by maintenance. Everybody else do some. It only means that if you see that the copyright stuff and it got like a year later or something, they hadn't really done a major overhaul on the maintenance. And according to that, on February 8th, they hadn't done any maintenance on the camera system. Camera system, the website. Yeah, they added one little PDF, which I'm going to go through. I think I'm done here anyway. So hold on. Yeah, because I'm done with that. So now I can, let me see. So that's the line item. Make sure I don't click out before. Okay, bam. So let me go back to here. Well, no, let me go. I told you I'm doing this on the fly. So anyway, so this comes out. I don't know what the latest is, but if you sign up, bam, it does an autoresponder and send that out. So if you see here, Solano County, I submitted this April 4th as part of my evidence on some of my stuff. Now, remember, I sent that out February 8th. Okay, February 9th, I emailed it, but did the letter the day before. All right, sent it out, and then I have here dated March 13th to me, and like I said, this is what I submitted to court. So response to my email of March 9th. No, it's not March 9th. It was February 9th. See, and I'm going to show you guys something. Okay, this was done intentional by Rich. Okay, all right, trying to be slick for the court, because I'll do that, follow up that very shortly. Well, you know what? I'll do that real quick. So Tina, I'm gonna go off of hers. So Tina, she submitted the same thing in her exhibits. That's page number 245 in her exhibit that she submitted to the court. My stuff is a little bit cleaner, but I'm operating off of hers. Okay. So in response to your request letter dated February 8th, we received an attachment to our email of March 2nd. No, because you can clearly see that my hold on here. I still got it up. Message, reply. All right, bring this here. All right, so is let's see, I put it on 216. So it was the 2/8, and all those attachments, as you basically see, is there. All right. So I don't know what this is letters dated February the 8th, which we received as an attachment to our email of March 2nd, but I emailed it March 9th. So that was a lie. I already proved that that's a lie. So in that case, Rich Cardosi or whoever prepared this, all right, it just best regards. So he didn't put his name on it, but it's from them. So that's what I'm saying. What does Rich Cardosi has to do with this? Well, CNC Property is his business, so he's responsible for this email. So you already saw that. The copies of the minutes enclosed. The new camera vendor is Boyce Consulting. Copy of Boyce accepted proposal. I'm gonna be going through all that down the way. His insurance, which I will be showing that he didn't get until March the 9th. He should have had it on January the 8th when he started touching the camera systems. February, he should have had his insurance. He didn't have it, and I got a copy of it because they had to send it to me. A copy of the full budget enclosed. There isn't any further details about specific budget items on the budget until funds are actually spent. And track C, same. Copy of the most newsletter enclosed. There are no free advertisements in it. 3 companies have purchased ads. See, this is where it gets good, y'all. This is where it gets good. To raise funds for social events so they would not have to be funded solely from HOA monies. Any member of the HOA may support the committee in this way. The letter, which was sent to everyone in 2021, is enclosed. Details on I didn't see the newsletter on that wasn't in there. He didn't send me a 2021 specific one, so I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't see it. Details on legal fees and correspondence with the association attorneys are confidential. They are not closed. Well, that's a damn lie. I'm going to say it just like that, because if you go back to to my previous video I put out with the minutes, you will see that the details of the legal fees for the CCNRs is on there, and it's like over $3,000. Okay, so it's not he lied there. It's there inside the minutes. I had wanted to know the full amount, and under the law, he has to give it. I'm not asking about the legal cases they're dealing with. I'm talking about the money that's spent in total. He had to provide that. He didn't do it. All right. And so I don't know if he was under the orders of the board not to do it, or he was under the order of the president of the board not to do it, but he violated the law because he is the property manager and sent me this info, or the fact that it doesn't have his name on it. His company is still responsible for it. So, and then I started asking about the how they were put into their positions and whatnot. And so he just sent, he didn't even say how it is. The governing mechanisms related to the office positions on the boards are contained in the association bylaws, copies of enclosed. Okay, and that I'll be getting to that on the election stuff about the ballots and data request and the inspector and all that stuff. So real quick, so this one here was September. This here is October. I'm just gonna go through here real quick. Spring newsletter. Okay, April, I guess sometimes. Here we go. The same three businesses, okay, that they all have to pay according to him. All right. All right. And so we're going to stick with that. We're going to stick with that. June 22nd. Okay. So all through the months. All right. We've gone through this. Okay. Now, this one here is last month's. No, I'm sorry. My bad. That's the month before. Still the same. So he wind up sending this, okay, and I'm gonna go through that. But here's the August one about the vote. This one is so here we had the same three, but this one here they have raffle sponsors, okay, and so I was curious, and unless I missed it somewhere. I haven't read anything about where the about a raffle. I couldn't. Now I will say I could have missed it because I don't have all the pages in here, but as of right now, unless you're a ranch homeowner and you've read the whole thing and then you see what this is about, but I know in this issue it didn't say anything about a raffle. I haven't read anything about a raffle, and so I don't understand what this basically is. But then you still have the same three. So I am going to cut out of this one. And do my time check here. Cut out on you. And so I'm at 1 hour and 1 minute. Let me see if I can wrap this up in the next few minutes. It's kind of long and it's coming up on 9:22 p.m. And I'm going to just upload it just like this. So I was going to put in the other one, but I'm not going to add it. I'm just going to talk about that later. So let's go to the doc library. Here I go laughing again. So the maintenance, okay, the maintenance by RE Design, like I said, is Tina's husband, who's on the TRO to be for me to stay away from, to be protected from him as well. She got her kids on there as well, but so he's the webmaster designer, and like I said, they got money that I'm paying for to have this maintained like everybody else, but I'm supposed to stay away from him, and so supposed to stay away from her. She's the president of the board, but she's trying to get me to get us stay away. So that's all funny within itself, but she will find down the road that this HOA and herself and the other board members are going to have some serious civil litigation liability, not only from me because I'm a victim and they're so focused on me that they forget about the 300 plus other homeowners. For every violation of the law that is done to me, it's multiplied by 1 times 300 plus, but they don't see that. So anyway, and remember I told you, so here I got CCNR policies, bylaws, rules and policies, newsletters, rules and regulations. Now look at these times, 2019, and this is like January, even before the pandemic. So there is no excuse. This from January of 22 or 2019. It makes no sense. And then you have newsletter June 20, about the middle of the pandemic, and then the following month, but then nothing after that. But here's the kicker, okay? In just in these 2019, then all of a sudden you jump to the only 2022 newsletter advertising policy, okay? The policy is so Let's download it and see. He wind up saying that the policy was, and he sent it on the what was that mail? Yeah, that was like I got the packet like the 13th, but it was only put on the website March 30th, which is odd. So here it is. And actually I found that this particular one on there is just updated. So it does a read aloud. So shall we?
Commercial advertising policy. Commercial advertising in the Ranch HOA printed newsletter will be distributed to over 400 community residents and homeowners. The newsletter is published approximately 12 times a year and distributed on or around the 1st of that month. Approximate dimensions for an advertisement is 3.5 inches by 2 inches, business card size. Anyone with a legal business is allowed to advertise. Members who wish to advertise must be in good standing, which includes membership assessments/dues being current. Additional restrictions apply, including no adult media services and no illegal services. Liability of services is solely the service providers and should indemnify the Ranch HOA and its residents and release all liability. All ads will be approved by the Board of Directors. The Board of Directors has the right to deny any ads they feel don't meet the views of the community. Commercial ads are available on a first-come, first-served basis and on a space-available basis. Advertisements submitted must conform to the above stated dimensions or fit reasonably within them. The ad must be submitted in electronic, PDF, JPG, BMP, TIFF format. Payment of $50 per ad per newsletter must be by check or money order and made out to the Ranch HOA. At the discretion of the board, payment may be labor and/or supplies of equivalent monetary value. Ads and payment are due before the 15th of the month prior to publication. If you wish to place an advertisement in the Ranch HOA newsletter, please submit the following form with a printout of your requested ad and payment to the Ranch HOA for 25 Merchant Street, Vacaville, California 95688. You will then be contacted by a member of the board for further instructions. Application for commercial advertisement. Instructions: please submit the following form with a printout of your requested ad and payment of $50 per ad and per newsletter to the Ranch HOA for 25 Merchant Street, Vacaville, California 95688. Business name: underscore 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 underscore.
Let me start that. So here we go. All right. So business license number, all that. Okay. Contact, email. So check this out. All right. So they go back up here and talk about labor. All right. It can, it doesn't make any sense. So what are you saying, labor? Just because somebody's on a social committee or something like that and they got a business that they get a free pass? No, that's not gonna fly with me and other homeowners. Okay, yeah, because it looks like that this whole thing here is a crock of doo-doo. Okay, it's all a crock of doo-doo. Okay, so what I'm going to be requesting, and so they will know, is that since last October, these three businesses, from what I see, should have paid $450. First and foremost, okay, who pays $50 a month just to advertise to 400? I guess that goes out monthly, just to 400 people, homes for their specific business. The only person who I could possibly see it would be the house cleaning, the lady that does house cleaning. But the healing and the real estate, no nobody nobody will pay $50 a month every month just to advertise to 400 people. It makes no sense. So with that, okay, this has ran 1 hour and 10 minutes. Whew. More to come though. So with that, I am going to bid y'all a good night. I don't know if I'm going to do the election stuff or continue with the president of the board, Tina Encarnacion's second statement to the court, which you will find. This is where on on June 27th, where I'm publicly saying that she perjured herself in court on a judge, and I'll explain where in regards to who, as well as Rich Cardosi. He perjured himself, and there's no, he's going to have to prove certain things that he said in there because it don't add up. So stay tuned for that one. Good night.